guys, the fastest growing male grooming company just got even better. I'm talking about Backscape that just launched their 2.0 friction fit handle, bringing you the best back shaver on the market. Guys, back hair is not sexy at any age, and it's time you do something about it. Engineered for back shaving, the new 2.0 friction fit handle makes it easy to snap the Backscape razor in and out of the handle. Pop it in to experience an entirely independent back shave with an ergonomic handle that gets every hard to reach spot. Pop it out to touch up the rest of your body. The new titanium shave head makes for a smoother shave, protects your skin, and delivers a smooth finish. Listen to the bad guy and take back the power of grooming your back. Go to Backscape.com. Use the promo code Chael10 to get 10% off your first order of any of their kits on the website. Just click on the link below. Iron Mike Tyson has been doing a plethora of media. I mean, somebody's value is largely within what can they get on media. And while this is obvious, this is a scenario and an ingredient into fight placement, meaning whether you can be main event or not, fight purse, and nobody seems to like it. They don't understand it. Like if you're a promoter and you're going to win and you're going to bet on a guy, the fight will go, I can't believe it. Mike hasn't won a fight in the last 2 years. 3 years, 5 years, whatever it might be. I've won my last 8 fights. I can't believe he's getting $10 million. This isn't right. And I just share for you, Mike's ability to get on media comes with a tremendous value. I have seen Mike do a number of things. I was personally on the Patrick Bet David podcast. That's a big show. If you guys aren't familiar, it's a very big show. When this fight came out, they interrupted our show. Patrick Bet David himself stands down, throws up to the internet, puts the headline up. That's helpful. There's not very many fights anywhere that you could get that for. Do you guys agree? I saw it on Piers Morgan. That is really helpful. There is not very many athletes playing any kind of game where they would go into Piers Morgan. You tell me, wait a minute. We're not in the middle of training camp. We're not out on the field. We're not talking with coaches, going over strategy. You're not picking out bats and balls and we're airing a little of that. No, you're just doing a sit down that is plugging the entire event with all the 5 W's. Who, what, when, why, and where. You can't buy that kind of stuff. Most people have to. You could not buy a billboard. You could not buy a commercial that can effectively tell the 5 W's, like having an interview on Piers Morgan, by example, and last night on Fox News. So Mike Tyson is sitting there and he gets put in a position where he has to defend. He has to defend that he is the choice, not only of the chosen one, Jake Paul, but that he is the choice that Netflix is going to go with in their foray debut into sport, not just into boxing or combat, into sport. Really an incredible spot, right? Really an incredible spot. How they pick Mike. Why did they pick Mike? Mike is not in his prime. Mike is not training. Mike is not an up-and-comer. He's not within the weight class. We can do all of that. Like every time you hear the story or you even find yourself telling the story, you hear it in the way I just said, but you also tell it in the way that I just said, from all these negatives as to why it should not happen. So they do this to him again. They give it to Mike. And Mike says, it's jealousy. It's not only jealousy from the viewer, it's jealousy from fellow athletes. Fighters, basketball players, football, I hear them speaking about it. And they're upset that I get this opportunity. And what they're jealous and they're upset about is I'm about to sell out 80,000 seat arena. They couldn't do that in their prime. Some of these guys are still active fighters and ballers. And they can't do it right now. Some of them can't even get their mother and father to come out and watch them. And I'm not using that as an expression. A lot of times, the parents are so uninterested, they don't even come. I could do it in my prime. I could do it all these years after my prime. I can do it at 60 years old. I'm about to do it in 2 months. Now, the host of the show didn't respond. And nobody in print, nobody on social media has responded to what Mike said. Now, they didn't have me there, right? They didn't have a linguistics genius. They didn't have somebody with the rhetorical skills. They didn't have somebody whose little hamster runs a little bit faster than most people's. And had I been sitting there and I got teed up for that, I would have said to Mike, great job. That was perfect. It was the best interview that I have seen Mike do. But it's also the best interview for answering that question. And everybody's been put in that same hot seat. From Dana White to Eddie Hearn, from Bob Arum to Scott Coker, everybody has been put in that spot at some point where you go, this match doesn't make sense. Explain yourself. And it's a hard one to do. It's a real hard one to do. And you do your best, you try to stay calm, you get the message out, you stay on brand, try to find that purpose, hope that people come together, but sometimes it's a very hard one to do. Mike Tyson answered it without speaking about himself, without speaking about his training. A number of guys would simply say, I've got far more experience than he does, or I'm bigger than he is. Or they say, well, the last thing to go is our power. Right? Last thing to go is our power is terribly problematic because you're now admitting, that's now a concession, that everything else is gone. The last thing that goes to power, the only thing I can speak of is the power. That means I've lost everything else, right? It's just a weird thing. Mike Tyson said, I can draw, I can sell tickets. I'm sitting here with you right now. Nobody else from my time, nobody else 60 years old, regardless of sport, has been invited in your studio. It's a great point. It's true. It was all true. And Mike Tyson does have pride. Can we give him that? We want to take that from him. What is the relevance to pride? Well, pride is what's going to make you try. Pride is what is going to make you care. You'll hear people say, I don't care about a number of things. I don't care about failure. I don't care. You'll hear them say that. But the ones that really mean it, the ones where that's true, they don't care. They don't care because they don't have pride. It does not matter to them. And we would not assign that title to Mike Tyson, would we? Not in anything. We saw Mike Tyson go into Hollywood for a very small segment on what turned out to be a wildly popular movie and then franchise. And he was great. And he was trying. And I'm stalling because I can't think of the name of it. What was the name of that show that he went on? They're hungover, but it's not called The Hangover. It's not called The Honeymoon. It's about the wedding. They're trying to get to the wedding. They can't get to the wedding. Anybody know? Bradley Cooper, Mike Tyson, they're in the hotel room. They got the cats. They made a couple of these things. It'll come to me. Cousin Eddie, right? Our own Brian Callen. I can pull out the characters. I can't pull out the name of the, I think it's one word, Bachelor. Bachelor party. Bachelor party? At any rate, he went out and did a great job, didn't he? He took it serious, didn't he? No matter what it was, or what his expectation, or what his experience was, there was a level of competition, there was a level of performance, and Mike Tyson has pride. Can we agree? And I will tell you one thing about this fight. I don't love it from a promotional standpoint, and I love the promotion more than I do the fight. I love the anticipation that I feel and that I can help to spread and share to you guys. And I'm not there yet, but I feel like I might end up there. They got to give it to me, right? They got to tell us why this matters and what is on the line. But I feel like they're doing a little bit better job of giving us details. One thing that I don't personally know, and I've asked you guys a couple of times, and I read your responses, but you guys haven't been consistent. I've seen some different answers, which is just simply, what are the parameters in this fight? When Iron Mike fought Roy Jones, they were 2-minute rounds. Are we doing 2-minute rounds, or are we back to 3? After you tell me the minutes of the rounds, how many of them? Very big detail for me, because no matter how much pride you have and how much power you have, right? Cardio and conditioning is a very meaningful thing. And I do think that Jake holds up very well. I thought that Jake's match with Diaz was a big feather in both of those athletes' caps, speaking to how hard they work and how serious they take this. So, a little bit more to come. But as far as Mike Tyson offering no apologies, calling it out what it is, there's jealousy there for sure. There's envy there for sure. Most people don't know the difference in those two words. I thought that Mike did a great job.